Hey, how's it going? It's Joseph, the owner and creator of the Big Island Rail and the Kawaihae Harbor Railroad little short line shelf layout. That is the latest version of the Big Island Rail. A little bit of update on what's going on. I'll show you what's in progress. Today we're going to do a little painting. So let's get started. Try not to spill this. I've got a quart of Royal Satin paint. It's kind of a depot green, olive green color, and I'm going to be using that to paint the fascia board on the front of the layout. It becomes the valance for the bottom layout, which is my 0-30 Mosquito Creek Lumber Company swamp log and railroad. But we're doing as much as we can above, and then I'll start down below and work there. We'll also paint that same green color here. Just going to use a brush, nothing fancy. Just going to give it a quick first coat, and after I get more of the scenery completed, then we'll come back over and give it a final finish coat. Just want to get rid of this raw masonite. I'm using 1/8 inch tempered masonite hardboard for the valance. It bends pretty nice, as you can see, without breaking. It has its limits though. So we'll just keep painting. All right, there we go. A couple coats of the green paint on the fascia, and things are looking pretty good. Looks nice. It kind of gives a little bit more of a finished look. Now the valance up on top, I painted a satin black. That needs another coat as well. I just kind of wanted that to disappear into the ceiling, not being seen. And while I was at it, while I had a paintbrush full of paint, I did a real quick coat on the Mosquito Creek Lumber Company layout fascia. The reason I wanted to get this fascia finished, or at least painted, was so I can mount the controls for the LED lights. Right now they're just hanging around. Let's see, yeah, just like that. You can see that's kind of a mess. So I wanted to get those mounted on the fascia, and that way they're tucked away, they're ready to go. So that's what we're doing with that. And while I have you here, I don't know if you've seen, but here is the latest work that I've completed on the railroad. Actually have some track laid right up to the car float apron. I've got a Pico 3-way turnout there, and that curves around to another turnout, a left-hand switch, and that's going into a little siding, which basically is the holding track for the idler or reacher cars. Actually, it looks nice to have a couple hoppers and a gondola on the tracks. Right in here, I got to figure out a way of bridging that gap between the one section and the bridge. So this is setting in place the approach, the the westbound approach, my tried and true old swing bridge, a Walther's model. It's a double track one that I modified a long time ago into a single track. And there's the other support piece for the swing bridge that I had left over. So that's getting used finally. And then here is the east approach to the bridge. and got some foam in there. I've been putting down some ceiling tile, and this works really good. It takes spikes really well. There, it's your basic drop-in ceiling tile turned upside down, and it works really good. I'm hoping that's going to eliminate that drum-like sound from the foam. I know I experienced that on my bottom layout, the swamp logger. And I also ran the power bus, red and black power bus cables. And then the other things that are hanging there, those are the LED strip lights for the bottom of the layout. So I don't know if you can see up in there, there's one string of those for the HO scale layout, and they continue around all the way around. So I kind of like that kind of display look. It looks pretty good. And this will be the end of the layout. This is where the Kawaihae Harbor will actually be with Young Brothers. There'll be another section of water here, and Young Brothers barge and an intermodal area for that. So that is the latest from the layout. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. Appreciate it, and I hope that you've enjoyed this. I'll try to keep you up to date with the latest things happening with the layout as they come along. Just a little short video. I know sometimes it's what we do in model railroading is not as exciting as operations and things like that, but these are all integral parts of building, and for me, rebuilding a layout. And I know it might be as interesting as watching paint dry, but I didn't let you have to go through that. I just fast forwarded through it. So thanks for joining me on the Big Island Rail and the Kawaihae Harbor Railroad. We'll talk to you soon.